Today we are going to put that engine into this bike, which has traveled all over South America and Central America and getting ready to go up to Canada. Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. We are working on a Suzuki DR650 today for a world traveler, or at least a South America, North America traveler at this point. But he lost the oil drain plug. I guess it came loose in Mexico and locked up his engine, or at least threw out the bearings on it. So the initial plan was to take it apart and rebuild it, but it's going to be a lot quicker to put in a used engine. So we've already started on it. We got the carburetor off, we've got the exhaust off of it, and we have the oil cooler removed. And those are all, well, there you go, we got a little bit of gasoline. We use that to clean stuff. Look at that. These engines are pretty easy to take out. This is an air-cooled single-cylinder engine. At this point, all we really have left, we've removed the top engine mount. All we really have left to do is we're going to disconnect the battery for safety. We should have done that to begin with. And we're going to disconnect this starter lead. There should be a ground on the block over here. I think this is it right here. And disconnect this clutch cable and then the wiring that comes off of the stator. And then at that point, we've already removed this front engine mount. So we have one, two, three engine mounts left, and this engine will come out. So we'll bring you back once we get a little bit farther. Okay, so we also removed the chain and the sprocket cover, remove the shifter. You might not have to remove the shifter to get the engine out, but it just makes sense, a little bit less stuff. Here's the electrical off of here. So you got, this one goes to your voltage regulator, and this one goes up to your CDI up there. Disconnect the ground wire, which goes right in there. And what else do we have? Oh, there's a neutral, I think it's the neutral safety switch right here. Disconnect that. And then we got all the bolts loose. So all the nuts are off on this side, and then one thing that I didn't really know about, because this is the first time I've ever done a DR650 engine, is there's a bracket right here that's removable. You have to pop these two caps, rubber caps off of here, and there's two 12mm bolts under there, and that's this bracket right here. You can see your brake light switch mounts to it. So that bolt's actually loose already. So we just have that bolt and that bolt left to get this engine out. So I'll see if I can't set us up, and maybe y'all can laugh at us. The viewers here can laugh at us while we try to remove this thing. Let's see what we got. What's that? Between the two of us, we can get it, but let's see what we can do here. I'm going to pull this top bolt out. There's a spacer on the other side over here. So you have a long spacer over here. And then there's a short spacer. Let me grab my gloves real quick. Okay. There's a short spacer on this side. And then you have the bracket. So that's one engine bolt out. Set that one aside. Let's see if we can't move this bracket out of the way. And now, if you want to rock this engine forward a little bit, I can probably pull this front bolt out. Where do you guys want me to grab it? Hold it a little bit. There you go. All you do is just kind of wiggle it a little bit. There you go. And now we're down to one bolt left. Pull the engine. And just kind of rock it back and forth a little bit. Okay. And now we ran into a problem because our foot tape's in the way. Alan? Alan? Yeah, it's going to have to be a very large one. So we're going to remove, thank you, I'm going to remove this foot peg because this bottom bolt doesn't clear. All right, we ended up getting it off. We had to put it on the side stand because this has a center stand, and that was holding us all up. This engine should lift up in the front a little bit. Just has to come out of this back cradle right there, and I'm off this side. I'm blocking the whole camera, but it's okay. There you go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Little wedge. It's okay. There we go. Ready? Look at that.
Nice.
That was 40 seconds on the clock. 40 seconds on the clock. All right, so don't get them mixed up now. Well, this guy did some awesome trail repair here. Let's see if we can see it on the bottom. He's got a piece of wood jammed in there with some rags.
Machete to the back.
Did it hold oil?
Yeah, it did actually.
All right, well, that's all it takes. So we're gonna reverse everything. We're gonna lift that one into here. We'll probably wipe it down just a little bit before we do. We're not overly concerned, but we'll do that, and then I'll show you getting her back in there. And just like that, you snap your fingers, that new engine is in there. How long did it take me to put that in there? Like 20 seconds or something?
Half the time it took to take out. 20 seconds by yourself.
Yeah. It went in there pretty easily, and then all the bolts lined up within like 1 minute. So we already got all the bolts in. 1, 2, 3. I've already tightened those back up for this bracket. So these bolts aren't tightened up yet, but they're just in there. So that's the 3 bolts we removed to take the engine out. Of course, we still have to put the front engine mount and the top engine mount and hook everything up. So we're gonna do all that. So we probably got another hour's worth of work on this thing before we're just about done. So we'll take you along for a little bit of it here. It's really going pretty smooth here, considering I'm working in a stranger's garage here. Don't know where all the tools are, and we're just kind of using what we got. So we don't have everything that I would normally have in my garage. But we have the exhaust installed, carburetor installed. Don't know, did we get these tight? No, not yet. I thought he was tightening those up. We got these down here tight. I have to take that one off because that holds the oil cooler. So we need to still install the oil cooler and a few other little items. And we're not far away. Carburetor's installed. Oh, I wanted to show you here, I got a fix. So these DR650s are known for their reliability. Unfortunately, like I said, he lost the oil drain plug on this one, which is an odd thing, but they're so easy to fix that you can fix them with a hammer. So we have a hanging throttle here, so let's see what we got. Hammer. And that's how you fix a DR650. Yeah, look at that. It's like butter now. Well, Jamie just ran to the parts store to get some oil. All we really need for this thing now is some oil and some fuel. And we are ready to go. We got everything hooked up. Got the oil cooler, which I don't know if I mentioned it, but there's a crack on the oil cooler down here. So if you have a DR650, keep an eye on that down there. And we also are trying to figure out something for this exhaust. This exhaust clamp, that broke when we took it off. It was me. I did that. But other than that, this thing is in here. I think the only other piece I didn't install yet is this chain cover. But I can install that right now, the chain cover and the shifter. And he's also grabbing a little bit of fuel. So once we get that, we need to move these lines and zip tie up this stuff. But we'll put some oil and some fuel in it and see if she starts. You ready? Moment of truth?
Right, sweating it. The moment of truth. Exactly. Right, and then show.
Uh-oh. What you did?
Oh. That was the moment of truth.
All right, we moved in the super scooter here because we thought we had a battery issue. Put the battery in, had the same issue. Did some troubleshooting with the test light here, and scratched our heads and scratched our butts and all that stuff. And then we went back and checked everything, and the ground wire was not tight onto the block. So I'll blame myself on that one. Let's try it again.
Good to go.
That's my scooter battery too, by the way. we're back in the Global Domination headquarters, Tom's Tinkering Adventures garage here. I hopped on the scooter here and cruised around with Jamie on his DR650 after we got it started there. Shifted through all the gears. Everything seemed to work pretty good. He's gonna ride it around a bit. He'll get back in touch with me. We have to find an exhaust gasket. My friend who lives down the street has one, so I'll probably see him in a day or two, help him out with that, and then he is going to be headed up north. He's trying to get up into Canada in 2 weeks, so pretty interesting. Got in contact with him through social media, and like I said, he was traveling through, let's see, he started down in Guatemala, he said, Belize, the Yucatan, and all of Mexico, and now through the States and up into Canada. And just needed a hand getting his bike going. So that's what I do. If you're digging what I'm putting out, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, and if you're not already, please consider being a subscriber. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.